What's up? What's up? What's up? This your boy Fats. I'm gonna tell you about this time when jealousy ended up almost getting me caught up in the penitentiary for doing a lot of crazy shit, you know what I'm saying, that I done throughout my life, you know. But yeah, one day I was just chilling. I was out sitting out in the car like everybody do in the projects, you know what I'm saying? This is one of my old project stories where everybody out in the hood. I'm sitting out there on the hood. At this time, I finally got me a RX-7, so I'm kind of happy about this whole situation right here. So I'm sitting up on the car, you know, boom. Me and my girl, you know what I'm saying, her name is Angel at this time, you know. We sitting up here, you know what I'm saying, she's sitting back right here. So this dude pull up on me, you know what I'm saying. He's like, shit, what's up, Angel? You know what I'm saying, to me and stuff, you know, to her. And she's like, shit, what's up, James? You know what I'm saying, what's going on? Now, his name was James, too, and now this dude's name is James. So I'm like, shit, damn. I was like, girl, what's up, man? Who's this dude right here? She's like, this ain't nobody. This is somebody that I met when me and you was down in Kansas City at this time, you know. Now, James was, from Kansas City too, so I kind of knew him as well, but I didn't know him like that, you know what I'm saying? I just knew him because of his car. So he had a Caprice at this time, you know what I'm saying? It was clean as a motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? For real, man. It was killing my RX-7, so I was kind of mad, you know what I'm saying? And then plus she kind of knew him as well, so that kind of made me, you know what I'm saying, real jealous too. So I was like, shit, damn, man. So then he pulled off. He go around the corner now in the hood that we was in, it kind of changed over the time, you know what I'm saying? Because when my brother first started out in the hood, it was just his hood. Now, you know what I'm saying, it's kind of like different people that all up in the hoods now, you know what I'm saying? So it kind of changed, you know what I'm saying? So everybody had their little spots and stuff like that. So he was around the corner right there. So I'm sitting up here, I'm like, shit, girl, what's up? You know what I'm saying? Who's that? You know what I'm saying? Basically breaking it down to her. She's like, you know, I met him, you know what I'm saying, when we was in Kansas City, when you went to jail, you know what I'm saying, and stuff like that. I was like, oh, for real, man, you know what I'm saying? I was like, what, y'all used to mess around and stuff? And she was like, nah, we ain't do nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? Knowing that, you know what I'm saying, the type of girl that she was fast as a mug. She wasn't no regular girl, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't, you know what I'm saying, say that she was a housewife or whatever, but she was just one of them fast girls. And at that time, you know what I'm saying, I was running the streets, so I wanted to be the fast nigga too. So we was both, you know what I'm saying, me and her kind of, you know what I'm saying, you know, we was just running neck and neck and you know, some stuff that we was doing. She kind of knew what I was doing. She kind of helped me out, you know what I'm saying? So she was just basically like somebody that I kind of kicked it with at that time. But I kind of, you know what I'm saying, had feelings for her, you know what I'm saying, as well. So I'm like, shit, damn, man. You know what I'm saying? Just listen to her little stories and stuff like she was telling and stuff. So then I go down to the hood where everybody on the block, you know what I'm saying, chilling and stuff like that. So when I get over there, you know what I'm saying, it's some Vice Lord dudes over there. It's like Pep and his brother, you know what I'm saying, they cool as a motherfucker, you know what I'm saying, but they was Vice Lords and this was like the crib neighborhood, you know what I'm saying. So it was kind of, you know, like I said, it was like one of them neighborhoods where a lot of people was kind of blending in with each other and stuff like that. So I go down there, I go to talk to them and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying, for a minute and stuff, drinking and stuff. So where I was, I could see, you know what I'm saying, James' house, you know what I'm saying, right across the street, because his Chevy, you know what I'm saying, was parked right there. So I'm looking at that, you know what I'm saying. So then a few minutes later, you know what I'm saying, I see, you know what I'm saying, Angel, you know what I'm saying, walking the block, you know what I'm saying. And then she kind of stopped, you know what I'm saying, right there by his house, you know what I'm saying, on the corner right there. And I'm drinking, you know what I'm saying. That's when Pepper's like, shit, boy, what your girl over there doing, you know what I'm saying? So I'm looking and stuff. I'm like, shit. I yell across the street, Angel, get your ass across the street, you know what I'm saying? Get your ass, you motherfucker, you scaleless ass bitch. Get your ass across the motherfucking street. So she looking, you know what I'm saying? She see me and she kind of take off. And that's when he come outside. And then we sitting there walking off. He go back in. So I'm like, shit. She, instead of her coming down up over where I was yelling at, she hit the block, you know what I'm saying? Now she's walking back out over to where we always be parked at and stuff like that. So I'm like, shit, damn, man. So I'm looking, you know what I'm saying, over there at James and stuff, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, shit. This motherfucker over here, you know what I'm saying, got everything. He got, you know what I'm saying, kind of rolling over there, you know what I'm saying, his house. I'm talking about, because at this time, it was so many customers, you know what I'm saying. Everybody was selling microwaves at this time. This was when microwaves, you know what I'm saying, first blew up on the scene, where everybody had to have a microwave. Motherfuckers carrying 2 or 3 microwaves, you know what I'm saying, to the spots and stuff like that. So I'm looking, I'm like, that this motherfucker over here got motherfuckers bringing all type of motherfucking merchandise over to his motherfucking crib and shit. Which our crib, you know what I'm saying, down the street was rolling too. But it wasn't rolling like, you know what I'm saying, with merchandise and stuff like his, you know what I'm saying. So we're looking at this whole situation like, shit, damn, man. So me and Pep was like, shit, man, I'm about to burn up out of here. I was like, all right, man. Now, they lived over in the other projects across the street. I forgot what it was called, you know what I'm saying, at this time. But they lived over there. So they go over there and they come over here at our little hoods, you know what I'm saying, every once in a while, you know what I'm saying, to hang out at us, just to kick it with. Like I said, they was vice lords and stuff. They just got down here trying to figure out what was going on and stuff, trying to figure out how to make money. I mean, you know what I'm saying, all that stuff. So I'm sitting up in here, you know what I'm saying, sitting there by myself and stuff. Now I supposed to see Angel come back, you know what I'm saying? So then I finally get up, I go down there, you know what I'm saying, to her. I was like, shit, hey, what's going on, you know what I'm saying? So we turned it back around, you know what I'm saying, do our little thing, go back to our little spots, you know what I'm saying, do our little normal stuff, you know. So then the next day, I'm sitting up in here, you know what I'm saying, just chilling and stuff, you know what I'm saying. She already gone, you know. So I get up, you know what I'm saying, hit the block, you know what I'm saying, smoke a little cigarette, you know what I'm saying, drinking my little 40 ounce, because that's the first thing that you do when you get up in the morning, to drink a 40 ounce. Back then, that's what, you know what I'm saying, my little homie Demon told me to do, you know what I'm saying. So I'm listening to him, drinking a 40, you know what I'm saying, walking the block, smoking a little cigarette. I see Angel coming around a little corner and stuff. And I'm like, shit, where you been? You know what I'm saying? She was like, I don't know where. You know what I'm saying? Nowhere, you know what I'm saying? I mean, she just acting all kind of weird, you know what I'm saying? Always over there by that nigga's block and shit, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, shit, damn, man. So me and her ended up getting into a little argument, you know what I'm saying? Ended up fighting, you know what I'm saying? She ended up smacking me, you know what I'm saying? I ended up smacking her, you know what I'm saying? Just the normal stuff, you know what I'm saying? That we, motherfucker, me and her always did, you know what I'm saying? We always tore shit up, you know what I'm saying? When we got mad at each other, it wasn't one of those type of fights to where, you know what I'm saying, I was just beating up on her and stuff like that. She was doing it as well, you know what I'm saying? Like, I might be sitting down on the couch or something, she just come around, just still on me, bam, just like that, you know what I'm saying? Hit me, I might have a little shiner or something, you know what I'm saying? Something like that, you know what I'm saying? We just had that type of relationship to where we just kind of went back and forth at each other, and everybody around the hood, you know what I'm saying, knew how me and her kind of got down. It wasn't one of those type of fights to where we was trying to kill each other or whatever. It was just one of those fights to where, you know what I'm saying, some people, you know what I'm saying, y'all leave it in the comments if y'all know some people that have relationships like that to where they always end up doing something kind of crazy or whatever. And also leave a warning in the comments as well if you watch this video, you know what I'm saying, from this point on. But yeah, so we ended up getting up, she ended up leaving, you know, going over, you know what I'm saying, to her friend LaFina's house, you know what I'm saying, on the west side, you know what I'm saying. So I'm ending up in the hood, you know. So then a couple days later, she ended up calling me, you know what I'm saying. That's how it always ended up, you know what I'm saying. She'll leave for a couple days, maybe just go mess around with somebody or do some old crazy ass shit, you know what I'm saying. But then she always end up coming back to me, you know what I'm saying. I always end up, you know what I'm saying, calling her. It was just one of those, like I said, it was one of those crazy type of relationships. But yeah, I was like, shit, damn, man, you know what I'm saying? So then I just got fed up with it, you know what I'm saying? Because like I said, as soon as we come in the block, the nigga would stop, you know what I'm saying? Just kind of, you know what I'm saying, just kept on talking and shit, you know what I'm saying? So then I was like, just got kind of mad, you know what I'm saying? I was like, shit, damn, man, you know, this shit gonna have to change, you know, this nigga gonna have to quit, you know what I'm saying, disrespecting me in front of me like that, you know what I'm saying, for real. So one day, like I said, I'm down there with Pep the Vice Lords and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying. I was like, shit, man, I'm tired of this nigga right here, you know what I'm saying. They was like, shit, man, do something about it, you know what I'm saying. I was like, oh, for real, man. I was like, yeah, man. It's like, yeah, go ahead, you know what I'm saying, put in some motherfucking work, you know what I'm saying, on that nigga, you know what I'm saying, for real. I was like, shit, all right, man. And they're like, shit, we got a gun, you know what I'm saying? So they hand me that gun, you know what I'm saying? I was like, shit, all right. So what I did was I went around the block, you know what I'm saying, waited on a nigga, you know what I'm saying, through around the building right there, on the power complex right there, you know what I'm saying. So then I had my little gun, you know what I'm saying, pointed out, you know what I'm saying, waiting on him to come out. So as soon as he come out, you know, I waited on him to get by the car, you know, pow, 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 pow. I shot like, you know what I'm saying, 7 or 8 times, you know what I'm saying. I hit him, you know what I'm saying. Then when I come around the corner, you know what I'm saying, with the gun, as soon as I come around the corner right there, it was this lady named Pat. She was the store lady right there. She always ran like all the stores, all the food up in there. You can go get candy and stuff, slushies and all that. She come running outside. When she come running outside, she see me. She was like, "Fats, what you doing?" I was like, "Shit, I ain't doing nothing. I was just heard some gunshots." She's like, "I heard them too." I was like, "I'm just trying to get away," you know what I'm saying? So I take off, you know what I'm saying, go back around there. And like I said, Pep them right there still waiting on me, you know what I'm saying? I give them the gun, you know what I'm saying? They take it out there. It's like, shit, you should have just got rid of this, you know what I'm saying? But they're like, shit, I'll get rid of it, you know what I'm saying? So the police and all them come, you know what I'm saying? Take dude out on the stretcher and stuff, pull out to the motherfucking little neighborhood, you know what I'm saying? Take off on them and stuff like that. So then, like I said, you know what I'm saying, me and her always get into like little conversations and little scuffles and fights and stuff like that. So like a week later, you know what I'm saying, after, you know what I'm saying, the police did their little investigation around the little neighborhood and stuff and couldn't find nobody that did nothing or whatever. So like a week later, you know what I'm saying, me and her get into a little confrontation again, you know what I'm saying, boom, 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 a little fight or whatever. So then I'm sitting up in here, you know, she called the police and stuff like that. So when the police come over there, they arrest me and they arrest her, you know what I'm saying? So then we both go to jail and stuff. We go down to the little booking office or whatever, to where they always could want to question people at, you know what I'm saying? Because like I said, there was a lot of violence and stuff that goes on in the hood right here. So before they take you down to the jail, they want to see what type of information that you got before they take you down to the jail. It doesn't matter if you in there for a traffic ticket or whatever you got. If you got caught with something up in the, you got caught, police got caught on you out there in the hood, and they take you downtown. Before they take you downtown, they want to take you down to the detective's office to see what type of information that you got. So then we get down there. They asking me a bunch of questions and stuff about stuff that went on in the hood. They asked me about that nigga getting shot, you know what I'm saying? Asked me about, you know what I'm saying, who's selling drugs. They asked me a bunch of questions, you know what I'm saying, about a lot of stuff that was going on up in there. So then, finally, you know what I'm saying, I'm sitting up in here, you know what I'm saying, waiting on them to take me over to the jail. So then they leave out. Then they come back and stuff like that. And they're like, shit, what about that situation with James? You know what I'm saying? I was like, what you mean that situation with James? It was like, we got information that you was the one that shot him. I was like, nah, what you talking about? You know what I'm saying? I ain't do that. You know what I'm saying? For real, I ain't do nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? What the hell y'all talking about? They was like, yeah, we got information of you doing that, you know. I was like, shit, who told you that, you know what I'm saying? So then that's when the police, you know what I'm saying, they get on that little sneaky shit, and then they play the recording back, you know what I'm saying, of somebody that said something or whatever. So then they play the recording back of her telling the police that I ended up doing that, and how I ended up putting my hands in the bleach and stuff like that after all that stuff, you know what I'm saying, kind of happened and stuff when I got back to the crib and shit. And I was like, oh man, I was like, shit, I don't know what the hell she talking about, you know what I'm saying? Shit, that she must have did that, you know what I'm saying, for real, because shit, I ain't do nothing like that. So then I'm sitting up in here, you know what I'm saying, just thinking to myself, you know what I'm saying, damn man, should I say something? But I was like, nah, I ain't gonna say nah. I'm just gonna get on here and keep this motherfucking shit, you know what I'm saying, quiet, you know what I'm saying. I ain't gonna put myself in a situation to where things would be kind of bad or whatever when it comes to this, because it don't even make no motherfucking sense for me to be telling all stuff like that. So I was just basically, you know what I'm saying, shut down, you know what I'm saying. I didn't know nothing about telling the police, you know what I'm saying, I needed a lawyer or anything like that, because at this time, you know what I'm saying, I was young. I didn't really know, you know what I'm saying, too much about all that stuff. So I was just shut down. I just didn't say nothing, because shit, at this time, shit, ain't no sense of saying anything. So then they ended up taking me over to the motherfucking county jail, you know what I'm saying, for a minute, you know. waited on her, all that stuff, you know what I'm saying? She ended up getting press charges. I ended up getting press charges. So then that's when, you know what I'm saying, they kind of let us out. But now they don't do that no more, you know what I'm saying? If you get caught with situations like that, somebody's getting charged with it. But back then, like I said, in the 80s, as long as nobody went to court or whatever, or knows somebody wouldn't testify, everything was all good. But yeah, this is one of those stories to where, you know what I'm saying, me doing something kind of crazy could have led me up in the penitentiary to do some old massive ass time because I was kind of young at this time doing like kind of crazy stuff. Like I said, you know what I'm saying, I'm just telling stories about, you know what I'm saying, what I went through in my life, you know what I'm saying, and how challenges, you know what I'm saying, made me ended up going to the penitentiary because this was one of those times to where I didn't really know what I was doing. I was jealous about the whole situation where jealousy ended up could have got me a lot of time, you know what I'm saying? I did a lot of crazy ass stuff, you know what I'm saying? But I wasn't, like I said, I was young at this time. I didn't know what I was doing. I was just running the streets, hanging out with everybody else, following everybody's footsteps, but not knowing that these consequences right here would lead me into a more serious situation like in the penitentiary or something like that. But yeah, this is your boy Fast. I'm trying to get to 5,000 subscribers. So if you watch this video, smash that subscribe button for your boy. I really appreciate that. Much love.